So let me get this straight. He creates a drug. It brings about world peace because it cures all sickness and all pain and all yada yada yada. He disappears. 3 years later, after everyone's been taking it, he comes back into the world and announces that everyone who's taken it is going to die in 3 years from taking it. But it's been 3 years. So isn't everyone about to die right now, anyways?
The next show we're going to be talking about, Lazarus. So, it's very, very funny that you said Cowboy
Cowboy
Bebop.
Bebop. Yeah, because even the poster on that one
Yeah.
I see reminds me of it.
Yes. So, why is this on my list? So, this show looks like Cowboy Bebop in the future. The animation is like Cowboy Bebop. The fight choreography is like Cowboy Bebop. The music is kind of like Cowboy Bebop. And like you said, the poster is like Cowboy Bebop. And then I looked it up, and it's directed by the same director as Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
So,
it's done by Mappa too, so.
yeah.
This
So,
just looks like a
yeah, like you
more
said, the studio is
graphically
Mappa.
enhanced, updated version. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm
But is
like,
the background of the storyline? So let's see if you still say that after you read what the background of the storyline says.
yes, but I wanted to kind of, because we are like warming ourselves up after this hiatus. I'm like, what has Mappa been doing while we're on hiatus? Because
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, yeah, so I'm like, we got Zenshu, which is this one that they're working on right now this year. And then last year, let's see, got a monster show. Hey, Ranma.
Hey.
Let's see, 2023. That's
Oh,
me.
they're the ones
Vinland
who did,
Saga.
and they're going to be doing season 2 for Jigo Kuraku, Hell's
Ah,
Name.
yes. Oh, that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh man. Oh, I can't wait. That was so good. And then,
It was
yeah,
interesting.
Attack on Titan.
They've also done Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, they've done Tono, Tonodome Skill, the Isekai for the campfire cooking in another world. Obviously, their bread and butter, which is Attack on Titan, that they finished up.
Should we do a backlog on that? Just.
I would have to finish it to do a backlog on that.
Yes. So basically, yes, yeah, because
I have not finished it.
yes, I'm trying to
I'm
think.
probably either. I might even be 2 or 3 seasons back, honestly.
I want to say the same because they split like a few of the seasons up. But yeah,
I don't know.
um,
I,
I made I'm. I was like, I may be one season ahead of you, and then I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
No, I
But
definitely don't. I definitely don't know what's going on. I lost track of it. Honestly, I probably lost track of it around about 2020. So I think I'm like 3 to 4 seasons back.
okay. So what, Monkey Man? You didn't see Monkey Man, right?
Monkey Man?
Okay.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Well, you said that after I'm looking at all these animes. I thought you were referring to there's an anime called Monkey Man. I'm like, Monkey Man? What anime is called Monkey
Oh.
Man? Am I missing something?
Well, yeah, I think I
I mean,
finished like that
they
season. I
have
think you were like,
they have Chainsaw Man on there, so I mean, come on. Saying Monkey Man doesn't mean that couldn't be a possibility.
yeah, yeah. I think that's where our divide is. I think you watched up to before Monkey Man, and then I watched like right after the
Hmm.
first season of Monkey Man, and
Hmm.
then it just goes way off the charts.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
But yeah. So for Lazarus, the synopsis is the year is 2052. An era of unprecedented peace and prosperity prevails across the globe. Wouldn't that be nice?
Hmm.
The reason for this, mankind has been freed from sickness and pain. Nobel Prize winning neuroscientist Dr. Skinner has developed a miracle cure all drug with no apparent drawbacks called Hapuna. Happiness. Hapuna becomes ubiquitous and essential. However, soon after Hapuna is officially introduced, Dr. Skinner vanishes. 3 years later, the world has moved on, but Dr. Skinner has returned, this time as a harbinger of doom. Skinner announces that Hapuna has a short half life. Everyone who has taken it will die approximately 3 years later. Death is coming for this sinful world and coming soon. As a response to this threat, a special task force of 5 agents is gathered from across the world to save humanity from Skinner's plan. The group is called Lazarus. Can they find Skinner and develop a vaccine before time runs out. Okay.
See, I think the reason why I skipped on that one after reading the synopsis on that is I got entirely confused and was like, okay, so let me get this straight. He creates a drug. It brings about world peace because it cures all sickness and all pain and all yada yada yada. He disappears. 3 years later, after everyone's been taking it, he comes back into the world and announces that everyone who's taken it is going to die in 3 years from taking it. But it's been 3 years. So isn't everyone about to die right now anyways?
I'm wondering if it was like a 5-6 year kind of thing.
It just said it will take... Well, it says approximately 3 years later. Okay.
Yeah.
Approximately.
Yeah.
So you could be dying tomorrow, or you could be dying in a few years from this, because it's an approximate. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what he... See, here's the thing. I don't get it. It's like, if that was your ultimate goal, why bother actually coming out and saying that? Just let people keep taking it, and they'll just die off on their own anyways. Why bother going, hey guys, yeah, the stuff you're taking, it's gonna kill you.
Yeah. It's like, my plan succeeded. Now let me tell everybody about it.
Are we being that tropey in that regard? Don't worry, keep taking it, but it's gonna kill you. Just don't tell anyone. I don't know. It just seemed kind of just like, what the hell? I'm sure, and here's the thing. Synopsises for these things don't always give the best synopsises,
Yeah.
and they sometimes lead it to be more confusing than it is until you actually watch it. But considering that's usually what I go by, it's one of those things where I'm like,
I'm not like I'm like thinking about it, the whole 3 years thing. I'm like, is it 3 years after your last dose or 3 years after your first dose? I'm like, is the reason why he came back is because the supply, like he's gonna cut off the supply or something? I'm like, I'm
well, but
curious.
I don't even know how he has control of it, because he disappeared according to that. He literally, no one knew where he was until he reappears and tells everyone that they're going to die.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That just, to me, it just sounds weird in that regard. I'm like, couldn't you? I feel like this is one of those evil genius plans that just is like, it's Dr. Evil, essentially, is what it comes down to, is what it is. It's Dr. Evil levels of just like, you could have done that so much better.
Yeah. Huh. I'm curious. Like, but yeah, so I was already on board when I saw all the similarities to Cowboy Bebop, and now
And it's
I'm
only
curious.
getting, and here's the thing too, with an anime like this, if that's the case, there's going to be a lot of intrigue, there's a lot of mystery, there's a lot of like whodunit and figuring things out kind of thing. This only has 13 episodes.
Which okay, so this is like a perfect situation as far as like
They first have to develop they have to bring the audience into the world. They have to kind of explain what's going on, so that way everyone gets caught up and they kind of know what's the stakes, they get invested in it and stuff like that. Then we have to figure out the problem, try to then go for the problem. We're probably going to have complications along the way, because we can't just immediately fix the problem, otherwise there wouldn't be any point to it to begin with. And I'm like, all these things, like if this was just a pure fantasy or pure action side of situation, I'd have been like, alright, cool. But when you add in like that sort of mystery intrigue when it comes to that sort of thing, I mean, even Cowboy Bebop, which you've been keep referencing to on this, Cowboy Bebop was at least 26 episodes.
oh yeah.
So it's like, that one had something similar as far as intrigue, mystery kind of situation involved when you get to know Spike and you feel for it. I just feel like with something like this, 13 episodes, it's either going to end abruptly or they're going to rush through it.
Okay. So, like, if we break down kind of like well, not fully break down, but like if we, I guess, kind of grab the way that the story worked its way through Cowboy Bebop, and then compare that format of a show back in the 90s to how shows are done nowadays, I'm curious how they're gonna pull it off. So like with Cowboy Bebop, there was this overarching story with Spike and I want to call him Vash, but that's not his name.
Yeah, so I is right. 26 episodes.
Yes.
As far as Cowboy Bebop goes.
Yes, and like the overarching story was like Spike and the villain, and
So here's the thing, and I'm going based pure on memory on what I remember for Cowboy Bebop, which
yes,
granted it's been a while. They took their time and introduced each of the characters individually, and they really got you to feel you understood Spike, you understood Faye, you understood Edward, you understood Jet, you understood these characters, where they were coming from, what their problems were. And even when there was tension and difficulties between them, they still came together and you understood that, you felt that. And because of that, when we got to the climatic scenes towards the end, that's where everyone was gripped, and you feel it because you're invested. You have that sense of belonging with that because you've been with them and you understand where they're coming from. Again, 26 episodes. Could they have cut that down and gotten rid of some of those character development kind of things and kind of just speed lined it to the towards where the end, where Spike had his face off with? God, now you got me thinking. What the hell
I
is
was
his
like
name?
Vincent,
Vicious.
vicious.
Where Spike had his end all be all bout with Vicious and stuff like that. Sure, but would it have mattered as much? Would it have had the same impact? Probably not. So
Yes.
if they're going for something like this, where it's Cowboy Bebop-esque, let's just say, and there's like this sort of action mystery, trying to find the bad guy kind of situation going on here, I feel like what's going to happen is they're going to rush through it with only 13 episodes, and like our characters will probably all be together. We won't really get a whole lot of like background information on them. We won't get to know them as much, and we're just going to get to the meat and potatoes of this group has been put together and now they're a team and they have to go out and take care of business. Or they're going to actually take the time, but then the basically we're going to end well before any actual real big like involvement goes with it, if you know what I'm saying. So like it's going to be like 13, then we're going to go another year down the line, we're going to go, okay, now part 2.
Yes. So I 100% agree with the way that you explained it. Either they're going to take their time, like you said, and develop the characters, and we're going to be hype for part 2 because there won't be a resolution. Or, like you said, they're going to streamline it. The way that Cowboy Bebop was kind of structured is that almost each episode could stand alone. Almost.
Until like the last what,
The last
or,
6,
like it
yeah.
was probably like the last 6 or 10, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I feel like there was maybe 2, maybe 3 chunks of episodes that were kind of linked together, and they were like the main story. So like definitely the finale with the last few episodes, and then like maybe towards the middle there was like we're gonna get into like these are gonna be 2 serious episodes. You need to watch them like in order.
Yeah.
Um, and then besides that, all of the other episodes were kind of like their standalone story, character building episodes.
You're right, but at the same time, like you couldn't take those out of order, I feel like. Because
Yes.
even though they would still be there and you would see the characters and stuff like that, getting them introduced and the ways that they were connected them like that.
Yes, and yeah, they weren't fully episodic, like you said.
No.
They were kind of placed in order purposely. But I feel like you said, they could either do that formula again, which I would absolutely love, or they could streamline it. And I think what they're gonna do is, if they were to do that with Cowboy Bebop, they would pull the finale out. They would pull like that middle section out, and they would like kind of just sew everything together, and we'll have a decent show, but it wouldn't be great. Like it wouldn't be like it wouldn't last 30 years.
No. People will not be talking about this way into the future as far as that goes, like they
Yeah.
did for Cowboy Bebop. And in fact, that Cowboy Bebop had been good enough that people had actually, we had that live action, even though it wasn't great. They still they did a live action for it. So to me, that shows how much of a fan base and how well regarded and how well structured it was.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm like, skeleton crew watered down, streamlined, or we're only getting the first part of the story.
Yeah.
And I hope we just get the first part of the story. I really like
That would be great.
the whole reason I added this show to my list is because I said Cowboy Bebop in my notes 7 times. So I'm like, yes,
I
it's
mean,
beautiful. Yes, it's gonna be action packed. Yes, it's probably gonna have really cool moments. But I'm like, please do everything.
so I mean, it is being done by Mappa, so at least there is a possibility they'll do it to where there'll be like a part two and it'll continue on. But I guess we'll see. I don't
Yeah.
know, what is the original source
So,
material for this? Is it like an actual manga or is it like?
it's original.
Oh yeah, because there is no. Okay, man. Okay. So I mean, maybe.
I'm so excited. But yeah,